Hello crafters, this is Suzanne from A Creative Muse, and I decided to do a little ink blending tutorial on this wonderful Daisy Wreath set from PinkFresh Studio. I had put some links below on the last video where I showed you how I, put together these cards, and then I realized, I really didn't show you how I ink blended. Even though I don't have my full stencil set yet, we're still going to do a little quick ink blending, die cutting. I'm not going to do the hot foiling because I already have like about 8 of these hot foiled. I tell you, I spent 2 hours. I am not joking. I have about 40 pieces of hot foil stuff waiting to go. All different styles of goodies. Alrighty. And I'm really enjoying making these beautiful type of floral cards. Just love it. I mean, you can use this for sympathy, birthday, missing you, anything. Let's get to ink blending. Let's get started. I used the Daisy Wreath hot foil plate, and this one here, I'm looking at the color. I believe this is, I want to say champagne. This is not gold. Yeah, when you work with it enough, you start to really see it, okay? So funny. Alrighty, now I am not going to blend on this. I'm going to take out my favorite We Are Memory Keepers silicone mat. My wonderful, beautiful mat that was completely clean and unstained. I could use isopropyl alcohol to clean it and it wasn't lifting up the We Are Memory Keepers, all this white grid marks and all that. It wasn't lifting. And then I go on with the PinkFresh Studio inks and look at all this stuff. I think it's PinkFresh. It's either PinkFresh or Altenew or both actually. And now it's stained, so I'm going to get myself another one. Thank goodness that's scrapbook.com carries it. It's also sold in store at Joann's if you can find it. Now this is that piece of acetate for ink blending that I got from Hobby Lobby that I was telling you guys. This is so stupid because it's a piece of acetate, but guess what? I've been using it lately to dab off so I don't stain this any further over here. Why this is nice though? Okay, one is $2.99 for it. There was a little small one and then this was double. I just took a trimmer and cut it in half. And what is nice about it is the edges are rounded. So if you use a regular piece of acetate packaging, it may have jagged edges, blah, blah, blah. The only way you're going to round those corners is if you use a We Are Memory Keepers chomper. If you have a chomper, that will round that kind of corner. Don't use your regular punch. Your little punch, you'll mess up your punch. This is too thick. But for $2.99, now, now I realize, okay, it's worth it. I'm trying to keep this clean. Alrighty, so I'm going to put my little image there. Bring in, my ink stand for mini ink cubes. And I have my set here that I showed you guys, a combination of Altenew and PinkFresh Studio inks. Now, I know if you guys looked at some of the links, yes, and I watched PinkFresh Studio videos, so they have talked about it. Because of COVID and manufacturing delays, etc., a lot of their ink cubes are currently sold out. Just put down to be notified, even on their own website, because I went to look on their website. Their full-size inks have now restocked, but the price point is $6 an ink as opposed to $11 for 4. And I like the smaller footprint of the mini ink cube than having a whole bunch of big inks. For me personally, you decide. They said that that's why you don't see it. If you're like, oh, I want some ink and there is none. What's going on? Should I do this in pink? Okay, so I did this one in coral. I did this one in blue, I believe was this. So now I think I want to do, let me do yellow. I'll try yellow. I'll go yellow here and then the center, one of these orangey. But let me wait. I think I'm going to do the fresh lime. Or maybe I'll do the olive. Let me do the olive. Options and decisions. Alrighty, let me go a different green way. I'm going to do mint and meadow. So there's 2 sets of greens from PinkFresh. There is this one and this one. This one is currently sold out. The one with the fresh pear and the olive. But this set, the one with the mint and the meadow, all the way to evergreen, that's still in stock. So some of their sets are in stock, but most of them out of stock, unfortunately. I'm going to be using my little finger daubers from Amazon. Have the second set here. I don't think I'm going to need that second set yet. Let me go yellow. Okay, I'm going to go with that green. I think this is a whole different shade of green. I love my little daubers. All right, let's get started. So here are my PinkFresh stencils, Daisy Wreath. Remember, this is a 5 stencil set and my package is missing one, so I'm crossing fingers. That one is being mailed to me as I speak. That is the floral detail part. And Crafty Tiffy, you were so cute when you said, oh, it still turned out pretty even though you're missing one. And I was like, yeah, I'm missing that stencil. Not my fault though. Have my little ink stand ready to go. Still sold out on Honeybee, but you could get it from the ink stand. It's just their shipping it's like, geez. If you went there looking, you're like, yes, Suzanne, yeah, the shipping is for real. And their stencils are marked stencil 1. So you just line it up like so. Take a piece of purple tape from Amazon. Been used a million times. Leaves first, then stencil 2 is a flower. Yep. And the writing for the stencil will be facing you, top left corner, stencil 1. There are some marks here for alignment, but I didn't go with that. I did the hot foiling first. All right, so I'm gonna take my little finger dauber. This is so cute. I love this finger dauber set. And did I go straight on here? Of course I did. Let me pull this over some more. Oh, habit. Habit is a bad thing. And then just come on light. You can go as light as you want, or you can go as heavy. And the good thing too about this acetate, it stays wet. But why I still love my silicone, it's holding everything together. Nothing is sliding. If you notice that. So the ink stays wet over here, which is nice. So I get to, use that here as well. And I go both ways. This is a tip from Jennifer McGuire. She's like, if you want to really get some good blending, go one direction, then go in the other. So I listen to the queen of crafting and card making. See, if I had gone with this with a bigger blending brush, I would be all over the place because I don't blend light and dainty. I realize that. And so I have my finger dauber. Alrighty, so there we go. That's the first layer, layer 1. And pretty. Now with this, I was washing these, run to the sink and wash it. But I realized, even with my heavy-handedness, I was messing with these little bits that hang here. And I don't want to ruin these stencils because they are not cheap. What I heard from a PinkFresh Studio video was isopropyl alcohol. I have my alcohol in a bottle like so. And I take my isopropyl alcohol, spray the stencil, use one of these microfiber, and I have a whole bunch of these that I bought. Great price point on Amazon. I will link that below, and I gently just dab it on so I don't ruin the stencil by lifting up all these little pieces that are loose, because you can definitely ruin your stencil. Then now we go on to the next piece for number 2. That's now the floral. So I am missing, number 3, which would be the more detail on the floral. Take that Amazon purple tape like so. And let's get into some ink blending. Alrighty, I'm going to speed up this one for the yellow. I'm using Sunshine here. So for the green, I used Mint for the leaves. Now I'm using Sunshine, and I'm going to speed through this one. Alrighty, crafters, so now I have applied color. Now, from what I saw with from Jennifer McGuire, If you wanted to add more color and you only have one ink, one dye ink, you could intensify the color by just going back in again. See right there? I could do that. Or I can change the color, which I'm going to do now here. I'm going to just go here on the edge right there. This one is sweet mustard. And go like so. And just intensify that center because I don't have my stencil. And I'm just kind of pulling it here at the bottom of the flower, and I'm picking up the excess off of the acetate here from Hobby Lobby. There. See, I'm kind of blending, mixing both. So I'm using the darker color here on one side, and then the middle is a lighter color. Because I don't like to really wash these brushes unless I really have to. There's no, you know, unless it's really, really, because they don't really come back. I tried it and I was just like, they don't really, you know, they take forever to dry, and then they get fully stained all the way through. Let's see, dark. A little bit of the light. You see? See how I'm just kind of doing that blending there? Because if you notice with this finger dauber, I have a lot of control. Now, is this feeling great on my shoulder now? Not particularly. So I can't do a lot of this ink blending all the time. Because even right now, I'm starting to feel it. Alrighty, so that's my little yellow. Let's do a reveal of the flower. Ooh, pretty. That's the yellow. Would clean that with my isopropyl alcohol. I know everybody knows what that is now, thanks to COVID. Alrighty, let me cover this up. I'm liking this yellow. This is kind of pretty with the gold foiling, right? Now, if you don't have the gold foiling, I have not tried it with just a stencil because I just know in my head it's just like, no, you need the gold foil. They don't have a stamp for it. So I guess you would have it without any lines around it, no markings. What's giving me the outline is the gold foil. Maybe they'll come out with a stamp eventually because this is a really cute set. Alrighty. So for the center, I think I'm going to go persimmon, which is an orange. All right, no, that's not orange. So I'm going to go here to take out an orange, okay? That one there I have for coral. Orange. It even looks close to it, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Oh, it slid back in here on top of itself, like really easily. This is really nice. Like you could, I'm keeping this just in case, you know, I'm traveling and I want to pack it up back, keep it all nice and organized and ink doesn't get everywhere. Alrighty, yeah. This even looks like this. Dip it off here on my Hobby Lobby acetate. There we go. Again, just picking up the excess from the acetate because it stays nice and wet. Maybe I'll get a, you could also have this same effect on a glass media, you know, glass mat. I do have a glass mat, but I just didn't bring it. I like this. I do, because on a glass mat, then I'd have to hold this whole thing down. But on this, it's not moving. And that's why I was using this for all of my slimline cards fit on here perfect and everything. And it was beautiful and nice. And every color of Distress ink and oxide wasn't staining this. But now it's all stained and it's driving me crazy. I'm looking at it and I'm like, what happened to my beautiful set? Ooh, that's pretty. And you can always put it on back if you want to go a little bit darker or something. Alrighty, and then now here is stencil number 5. So it does go a little bit onto the, here, the circle of the wreath, I should say. Now I need to line it up. Let me take a second to line it up. There we go, there we go. Alrighty, crafters, I'm back after playing Shift My Stencil in place. This one here is just the only one that's like a little bit like ooh ah type of deal. Yeah, let's go dark with this one. This is now Meadow. So I used Sunshine, Sweet Mustard, Persimmon, Mint, and Meadow. I will link these colors below, or I'll link the set, the cube set that they're in. Alrighty, pop it here. This now is a darker color, but not super dark. Pick up the excess. So on a glass mat, yes, your ink would also stay wet. But if I had a glass mat here, all the light from outside, the natural light, all my camera lights would be reflecting and driving you guys crazy. Driving me crazy too. Let's take a peek. Beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. And if you don't like the darker color, don't use it. Or use the same mint. If you go back in with the mint, it would be the mint just a little bit darker because you're layering on top of itself. The more you layer on top of itself, that's how you can fake going with a darker color. According to the queen of card making. And she's right. This is now kind of like a spring one, actually. And there's my acetate all nice and dirty. And I would take my alcohol. Let me move this out the way. 1 spritz. Take this. Now, why I didn't do it on this craft mat, because this craft mat, I notice when I do clean this craft mat, even though it's a Martha Stewart craft mat, and they don't sell it anymore. I got this on clearance at Michael's, but this craft mat, these lines start to lift off. So I just use this just for filming. I don't craft on this. If you see my real craft mat, you guys will be like, oh, geez, Suzanne. But she's good and busted. I know I bought it on sale. See, look, alcohol on here. See how it's not lifting at all? On this silicone mat for some reason, but it's also not cleaning off. It would clean off the distress ink, but it isn't cleaning off this stuff. It's not cleaning off the PinkFresh and the Alta New inks. This now, to clean this, like so. Put it on the acetate. Let me spritz it over here. I'm not spritzing it on here because I don't want the alcohol. Here is my, and you get a lot with this. This is, you can use this for just cleaning your house, have one to clean your electronics like your TV, your computer, have another one for your craft room. And I was watching a video, I think it was Nicole Score. She said she puts all of these in the washing machine, but by itself, because these inks are inks. You don't want it running on your clothes, so don't wash them with your clothes. Please don't torture yourself with that. This one is pretty good too, except for right there. So just pull it, just go in the direction of that. Like I'd go down, I wouldn't go up. You go up, you're gonna lift it. And that's how you can get to ruin your stencil. The more delicate the stencil is, the more delicate you gotta be. But I like this idea of using alcohol ink instead of using soap and water. Alrighty, so now let's cut this. I got my Spellbinders Platinum 6. This is another thing that's sold out. Along with the Glimmer machine, Spellbinders Platinum 6. You can get the big one, but you can't get this little small one for some reason. No. Once the Glimmer comes back in stock, I'll let you guys know. Because I go to, you know, I always look at Spellbinders itself. Same purple tape I just used, yep. I think this is now done, this purple tape from Amazon. I think it has done its 20th try. Alrighty. So, after cutting it with your die cut machine, and it doesn't matter which one. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this now. It has done its day. See, all that pressure like embeds it into the paper. Tell you, Amazon purple tape, along with just other purple tape, different stick works well. So that's the die. And why it's nice to get the die, because the die does cut out this little center for you. Because if I mean, you can fussy cut this part, but this part, oh no, that's you pulling out an X-Acto knife or something like that. And there we go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So let's take my card here. I could go, I think I'm liking the yellow. What do you guys think? I think I'm liking the yellow. There's the yellow. Here's my other card. I'm liking this yellow. Yeah. Super duper cute. And I have another set of this. This is that Simon Says die. See, every time you cut it, you're going to get 2 pieces. So I have here, cut it out in craft. I cut it out in cream. There's the outside, here's the inside. I could have done it like so. I could have done it all green. Options. Loving my options. So on a card base, I could do this midnight green from Simon Says with this inner piece in cream. Pop this on top. I did cut the legs to make it a slim line, or I could go back into my 8-2 card. Alrighty, crafters, I just wanted to show you how to ink blend this beauty here, the Daisy Wreath. If it is, certain places have some parts of it in stock. The die is the only part I don't see. Has to be notified. And wait until it comes in stock, okay? Because it's a real cutie. Alrighty, crafters, so until the next video, stay crafty, my friends. Loving, loving, loving this set. Until the next video. Bye.